That's how equal it is. If you look underneath these seats, you'll also notice there's real wood. When the ballpark opened in 2004, the entire section had real wood for the first few years, 4, 5, and 6. The thought was you stamp your feet on wood, it makes a lot more noise than just concrete. Now they discovered two things. First, that wood's kind of a pain to maintain. And secondly, the people sitting here, not so much the feet stamping. So they took the faux wood up, put the wood up, put the faux wood concrete look down, leaving this as the original throwback. Now that box with the circle, see that? That's the radar gun. So when you see how fast the pitch is on the scoreboard, that's where they pick that up from. Let's continue on down this way. Off limits. Visiting team dugout, smaller than the Padres. Padres 57 feet, this one's 46 feet. See the front bench? The Padres have a back to it. We don't do that for the visiting team. Padres, we give them heaters and coolers. These guys have the little elements as far as the heaters.
Is that part of the home field advantage?
That's what I would call home field advantage, absolutely. Now, as you can see, they're aerating the field right now. In fact, the machine is done, and that's a blue piece just using this spray pump to kind of refuge. This will probably break up and put in the back of the gators because it's the infield area. You'll notice, they punched holes in it. And then what they're going to do after they punch the holes, they'll be out here with a tractor filling it up with sand. Although there's a little bit of sand, they're going to literally fill it up with sand, water, fertilize, and let it grow probably for the next few days, hopefully. So that's all part of it. You see it a little bit in the infield and stuff, but you know how when you look at a baseball field, a lot of times you see the crisscrossing patterns and stuff, light and dark and that kind of thing. Well, that is a function of the grass itself and how it's cut. The machines they use, it's all John Deere stuff, the machines they use are so precise that they cut and they roll. And when you look at a grass, depending on which way you're looking at it, if you're looking at one where it's light, if you follow it down, it'll start turning dark or vice versa. And they cut these different patterns in to make sure that the grass doesn't get used to growing one way or the other. That's why they also, aesthetically it looks nice, but it's also perfect. The what? 30 dollars. You know, I don't know if it's wish I could get higher. I will tell you, the warning track we're standing on right now is crushed lava rock they bring from the Mammoth Lake area. It's reddish brown like this, they get copper on it. And even when it's a little bit dry, you'll notice it doesn't get dusty. And when it gets wet, it doesn't get muddy. In fact, one of the things these guys will do before they start every hole sand is they'll soak it down and steam it. The infield is white sand and silt, which you'll find in most ballparks. The warning track is different in a lot of ballparks. The infield is pretty much the same as well. Percentages, but for the most part, now, you guys know the game of baseball pretty well?
Oh, yeah.
I have a baseball quiz, another quiz for you. Somebody might know this one too, you never know. If there's a player on first base and that player runs to second, or the same player is at second and they run to third, does it take them longer to run from first to second or from second to third?
First to second.
It's 90 feet both ways, right? Yeah. You'd think it'd be the same.
Depends on the speed.
Well, it's the same guy, so you're assuming the speed is more or less the same both directions too. But it does take longer to get from second to third. The question is why? Any thoughts?
Because you're round second base.
No, you're overthinking it. Very simple reason. Go.
Well, you're saying, or if he's stealing from first to second, or
second to third.
To second and third, it takes longer. Or it's tougher to steal it.
I didn't say anything about time. I said longer.
Longer.
And you guys, you're overanalyzing it. There's a very simple explanation. It takes longer to get from second to third because there's a short stop on the way. Did you know that? Why did you? Oh. Just a bad joke is all that was. Sorry about that.
I got it after.
Is he so you can play right, you can hit right on it. I see.
This one day as the bowler's coming in, he's just
And it flipped over real quick.
yep. And right when the bowler's in, it's a free strike.
Wow.
Reflexes. How old is he? 25.
Yeah, so he's right in the prime of his. Right here is our replay booth. At the end of August of 2008, Major League Baseball instituted a replay for home run boundary calls. Ballparks had to put in cameras and whatnot. If there's a question, was it a home run or not a home run, the crew chief will come, open this up, put the headsets on, connect with New York to actually New Jersey, Major League Baseball Network, look at the different camera angles and determine yes it was or no it wasn't a home run. You can see even the sticker says property of the Commissioner of Baseball.
Glass doors to the pier.
Well, let me answer it this way. He's talking about replays that you might see inside the stadium. A few things. First off, the baseball game is being shown on a lot of TV sets, over 1,300. So, and TV tends to have replays versus inside the stadium, if that's what you're talking about. Now, if there's ever a replay shown inside the stadium, the replay is always a nice replay, never controversial. It might be the home run, it might be the great catch, the double play. But if the umpire blows, they call it first base, where the guy was clearly out and he was called safe or vice versa, you will never see that inside the stadium. You might see it on the TV sets ad nauseum, but you'll not see it inside the stadium. So Major League Baseball said, do not show up the umpires like that. So that's part of how that goes. But as far as the quantity or whatnot, I can't answer that, because
Yeah, it just didn't seem to happen very
yeah,
often.
unlike football where they show a replay pretty much every play, in baseball, they'll show double plays and other things, but it's not quite as frequent. They'll do that on TV, but rarely, unless it's exceptional, do they show it inside the stadium itself. This is the entrance to the umpires clubhouse, the people who are the officials of the game. For most baseball games, 4 umpires, 1 for each base. For tomorrow's game, for example, in playoff games, they had 2 extras for the foul line. So there are 6 locker spaces back there to accommodate up to 6 umpires. There's showers, restrooms, a small little lounge area. It's not real big, but certainly big enough for 4 to 6 men. Now this is their sanctuary. Right up here where it says no visitors, if you read that, you'd see it says nobody from baseball personnel, nobody from the media is allowed to just walk on in. Now somebody who does have a standing invitation is Luke Yoder, our head's ground crew. The first game of every new series, a new set of umpires comes in, so he goes in to greet them, talk to them about weather conditions, field conditions, and most importantly, to make sure that they know where to find him during a game if they have any issues with the field or something. So it's important to them. He says, umpires, you got to make nice to them because they can make your life miserable. And why not be friends, right? Now, right here, where you see it says umpires, pretty clearly marked, right? But to help some umpires find their way, we did also put it here in Braille. In the NFL.
I think they're a subsidiary of LensCraft.
Oh, it could be, yeah, well, big companies here and there and everywhere. So let's continue on. please.